Hi everyone, I'm Andrea and this is your Career Academy tip of the week. So before we launch into how to interview and answer different types of questions, I want to go over how to set up a Zoom interview since they're becoming more and more popular, if not our new normal. So I'm going to go over location, setup, and presentation. Let's get started. So let's talk about location. You'll want to find a place that has a neutral background. So something that has really nothing distracting in it. The reason why you want a neutral background is because people might become more interested in what's behind you than what you're saying. So what about your car as a location? Ideally, this would be your last resort. Employers could understand that your house might be too noisy if you have kids, and it might be really hard to find a very quiet place. I know I have 2 dogs who are always barking at somebody walking by. So it's understandable if the car is the only quiet place you have, but use it as your last resort. It is really not a professional setting to do an interview. So, but if you can't find another quiet space, it will do. So always make sure that you have enough light when you are doing an interview. So here are a few tips. Make sure you're in a room with really good light. Many times our living rooms and sometimes the rooms in our houses don't have enough light. Another tip is if you're next to a window, make sure that you're facing the window so the light is coming towards you. If you are in a room or in an office where there isn't a window or enough light, you can add light. So right now this room does not have enough light. I'm really not that clear. But if I add a lamp, wait for it, that will add a lot more light to me. This is a bit bright, but it works. If you're using a camera phone, make sure that you're keeping the camera at eye level when you're looking at it. I see this happen a lot where people are placing it on a table or on their lap and they're talking to the phone like this. This is not as attractive as this is. So always make sure that you're at eye level. One more tip before we move into presentation, always test your technology the day before and an hour before. So test it the day before just to make sure that everything is working, and then an hour before just to make sure that there are no updates, because you never know. Sometimes your computer decides that they want to do an update that takes 20 minutes to an hour. You weren't expecting it, and all of a sudden you have to jump on a Zoom call. You don't want that to happen. So make sure that the Zoom technology or whichever interviewing app is all ready to go the day before, and then double check the hour before. Okay, so now that the interview has started, there's still a couple more tips. One is make sure that you're looking at the camera. If you're on a laptop, there is a tendency to look at our faces on the Zoom. And one technique that you can use to mitigate that is to make sure that your Zoom meeting window is aligned with your camera. So my camera is right above here, and so I moved the window over. Another technique that you can use is to use a Post-it note with an arrow and then put that above. And the last 2 tips are to remember to dress professionally from the waist up, so you look presentable and professional. And then remember to smile and exude energy. So talking on camera is different than talking in person. When you're in person, you don't have to exude as much energy or excitement because people can feel it from you in the room. But when you're on camera, it comes across differently. So always remember to smile, to act interested, and to make sure that you are exuding excitement for the job. All right, everyone, I hope that was helpful. If you would like to set up a mock interview where you can practice on a Zoom, just let me or Yulia know. and we'd be happy to do that. I hope you have a good weekend.